Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? I'm happy to be here with you today, the first day post 28 days of Halloween. It's hard to leave the Halloween behind though, because for 28 days I've been making videos and posting Halloween projects, and 3D is my jam. I love making 3D projects. But today we are starting a new week, and the entire week is going to be about the Cottage Wreaths Bundle. And in the bundle, you get the Cottage Wreaths stamp set, and I believe these are called Country Wreath dies. It's a fantastic bundle of products, but because I just came off of Halloween 28 days, I decided to add Pick of the Patch to the group. So I've added Pick of the Patch, the sentiment, and some pumpkins to my card. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you how to make it. It's actually going to be a very quick card. You're going to be surprised. The dies do a lot of the work for us. I'm going to leave those in the corner because I'm going to be referring to them for this card. I'm going to move Pick of the Patch out of the way. All right. So let me grab my baggie of all my products, all my pieces, all my parts. Okay, I am ready. Okay, so the first thing is we're going to be using crushed curry cardstock, and I scored it. It's 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4 down the center. So I'm going to grab my bone folder here, and we're going to go ahead and burnish. All right, so there is our card base. If you guys haven't seen in the new mini catalog, this fantastic paper pack, I forgot the name of it, all of a sudden it just went out of my head, so I have to look it up. Garden Walk 6x6 Designer Series paper. I put my scraps in the back. It is a gorgeous pack of Designer Series paper, and it has some really pretty colors. But the cool thing about it is I'm going to show you the back side of the paper. The back side of the paper has just general prints, so you can use them for anything. Christmas, masculine cards, has nothing to do with florals. See? Fantastic. And this diagonal stripe is what I chose to use for this card. So if you haven't checked out the Garden Walk 6x6 Designer Series paper, check it out because there's a lot of good there. All right. So I have a piece of this print, which has a lot of flowers, which would not go with my wreath. So I'm going to flip it this way, and let me grab my silicone mat and my adhesive. Let's see what size it is because I can't remember. Let's see. 3 inches by 4 inches. That's a pretty easy size, 3 by 4. An easy measurement for you guys to remember. Okay, 3 by 4, but write it down in case you want to make this card later. All right. So we're going to add that. I want about the same side of crushed curry on both sides of that piece of DSP. Doesn't that color look good with that crushed curry? I think garden green looks fantastic with it. Okay, and so using the Country Wreath dies, I've cut 2 of them. This one is this right here, so I've cut that one, and then I've cut a thinner one, which is these 2 make this wreath, okay? And they line up with each other. But one really cool thing about this is that you don't have to line them up. You can put them any way you want, and then you'll have a little variety like that to your wreath, okay? It's a perfect way to go. I wanted to show you that they lined up for this particular card. So what you do is you look for the 2 largest. These are the 2 largest leaves. And when you find those, you find the 2 largest leaves on your other piece. Now watch what happens. When you layer them, it nestles perfectly into the die, and then you have a 2-colored inlaid wreath, which is what we're using today, okay? The colors I used were Pecan Pie and Crushed Curry. So I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to put adhesive. Now watch where I'm going to put it. I'm just going to put it on the ring. Okay, so I'm going to work my way around just the ring, the center ring. So just make sure that you put enough adhesive around your center ring. And then you know what's coming next, my tweezers, because I don't want to get glue on my fingers. Let's find them. I'm going to grab the two, these are the two large leaves. I'm going to find the two large leaves on here. Here they are. And we're going to line these little guys up. Okay, so let's start placing our pieces. And you will see as I press them down how it fits so it becomes an inlaid wreath. In other words, two-toned. I'm going to bring it back up. But you don't have to have that look if you don't want. Just move it so that they don't line up, and then you have two colors and they're kind of separated, the leaves. It gives it a fuller look to the wreath, okay? Now in this set of dies, there's also a bow. This one here, it cuts out this bow, okay? But there's an outlined bow for the stamp set because you can stamp a bow. And when you stamp the bow, you'll use this open die to cut that bow out, okay? But we're gonna use this bow right here. That's gonna go right up there, okay? And now that I've flipped my card upside down, you can't see it. All right, so we're gonna add some pumpkins to our wreath. The bow here, I have chosen to use one of my end pieces of my Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm going to put one down the middle here, and then I'm going to use two more of these, and I'm actually going to cut these two in half so that I have four, okay, and they're small. And we're going to put these on each of the little loops on the bow, okay? So I'm going to put one on each of them, like that. And then we're going to use our Take Your Pick tool, pull those off, and we'll add our bow to our wreath. I wanted the bow to be nice and stable, which is why I used those, okay? And I think I'm gonna have the larger ones be at the top there, okay? So, no, maybe I'm gonna put them at the bottom. I kind of like those. We'll put these at the top here. So we'll put this at the top of our bow, okay? Let's get our scrap Stampin' Dimensionals out of the way. All right, so let me show you how I did the pumpkins. I've already stamped mine and fussy cut them out. One has a leaf, one doesn't. So these are the stamps that you're gonna need. I'm gonna grab a scrap piece and I'm gonna move this to the side, okay? And I'm gonna show you how to do your pumpkins. So with your pumpkin pie, you're gonna stamp two pumpkins onto your basic white card stock, okay? So there's my two pumpkins. Then we're gonna do our garden green. And for our garden green, let me clean that before I make a mess on my hands because I already see that happening. All right, that one's done and out of my way. We're gonna do the stem. So I'm gonna do the stem. To do the stem, I line it up and I don't color the whole piece. Can you see that through the block there? So when I put it down, I only have a portion of that stem. Again, I'm gonna just put it on the end, so partially ink up the stem, and then that becomes my two stems, okay? All right, so now the one that gets the leaf. Let me clean my stem. So the way that this leaf works, it has kind of like a little line right there. Okay, I'm gonna line that up right along the bottom Gonna give it a little more ink, a little right along the bottom of the stem. Let me show you with a pencil. So I want that piece to come here and then the leaf to come out like that. I'm gonna do it on this pumpkin so that you guys can see. So we're gonna go ahead and put that piece right there, and then it's right along that stem, and then there is your leaf. You want to do it a little higher. Of course, it's far away from me. I can't really see. Let me bring it down a little closer so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. So this one will be better. So see how the leaf's up there and then that part is on the stem? That's what you want to do. And then you're going to go ahead and fussy cut both of them out, which by the magic of this video, I have already done. But I did want to show you how to go about doing the stems and your leaf, okay? So these are going to get dimensionals on the back. So let me grab those. The land of dimensionals. Let's see. We're going to put the one with the leaf is going to go on this side. So I'm going to put one there. I'm also going to put a mini dimensional next to it because I don't have enough room to put a big one. And then this pumpkin here is going to overlap. So if it overlaps, I don't need that mini dimensional on this side. So just one regular dimensional on that side is enough. I'm going to put some wet adhesive there, and I'll show you. I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. So I'm going to flip these over. I'm going to put some wet adhesive here so that it will glue to my pumpkin with my take your pick tool. Whoops. I think I'm also going to put a dimensional, now that I'm looking at it, a mini on that leaf there. In that corner, so we have a little support. Oh my goodness. Come on now. There we go. Oh, this is not working. It's because I'm on camera. Let me try another one. I don't know what happened to that mini dimensional. It wasn't my friend. Here we go. It's not that hard to pull out a mini dimensional. Let's pull the back off of it. And now we're going to go ahead and glue these onto the wreath. Okay, so we're going to start with the one that doesn't have the wet glue. And it's going to go down here like so. And then this one is going to overlap, and then that wet part is going to, the wet glue is going to help hold that in place. Okay, now we're going to flip our little wreath around, and again, we're just going to put adhesive down the center piece, like a circle all the way around this die cut. Okay. I'm going to use my tweezers again and bring in my card. Did I clean that? Yes, I did. All right. So here is my wreath. I'm going to bring it down so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to put it about a little bit higher than center on the paper. I want it centered side to side, but from top to bottom, I have a little bit more extra paper on the bottom than I do on the top. All right, and now we're going to stamp our sentiment, which says, "A harvest of blessings." Also in garden green. So I'm going to go ahead and ink that up. I'm going to bring it down where I can see what I'm doing. I want that to be right here on the bottom. Make sure I have enough. Whoops, I just stuck my finger in the ink pad. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, just make sure I have enough ink on there. I think we're good now. All right, so this is going to line up right there. And I like to hold it steady and then just use my finger to kind of give it a little extra, a harvest of blessings. And then just for some fun, we're going to take our crow that is part of the pick of the patch. I'll show you. See the little crow right there? So I need to grab my Memento Tuxedo Black. And I got to find him. Here he is. So I'm going to go ahead and ink him up. Open our card up. I'm going to put him in the corner. He's so cute. Look how cute he is. Then you can write your note. thanking your hostess for having you, or something to the teacher, or whatever you'd like to use your card for. I think that this is a fun and easy card. We're going to add our embellishments next. And so the embellishments that I'm using are these here. They're new in the annual catalog this year. And they have lemon lolly, boho blue, and pecan pie. So we're going to use the pecan pie ones. They're called adhesive backed solid gems. And I'm going to use my take your pick tool, the putty end this time. And we're going to grab one of the large ones, and then they have 3 sizes. They have large, medium, and small. So I'm going to grab one of the teeny ones and put it with that one. I'm going to add a medium up here, another medium here, and then I want to add a teeny tiny one on the green there. What do you guys think of that? I love it. And these gems are always a fun addition. I love the 3 colors that are in here. So there is our card. So cute, so fun, and quick. So we used the cottage or the country wreath dies or the Cottage Wreaths Bundle. We're using this bundle all week. For this card, I added the pick of the patch to keep kind of Halloween and that fall theme going, and made this really fun card. Don't forget about the Garden Walk Designer Series paper. And I gotta find it. The solid adhesive backed gems. Also, if you missed the last day of Halloween project 28, you can click right up here and watch that video. And if you missed Halloween this year, I will put week 1's projects, the playlist for that right down there. Thanks for being here. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping!